I'm all like, keep it down, people. Shut up. No, just kidding.
And in the other room, on the video games.
Okay, I think we're recording. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome everyone, and I'm glad you still come back to see us, because we can be kind of weird and strange. I think that's why you come back and see us.
I'm kind of weird and strange myself.
We attract the weird and the strange and the silly. It's always important to be silly.
Yes.
This is Threads of Wisdom. I am one part of our huge coven, Children of the Crossroads. We have 3 people in our coven, but we are changing that. We are working on changing that, so stay tuned for more. This is I'm Lola. I just like to say who I am. I am so tired. I'm sorry. I literally, those that are joining, Marcus and everyone, this is the chair I was napping in, and I literally woke up from this intense nap and went, oh, Threads of Wisdom, grab the computer. This is what I did. So I'm kind of cool, still out of it. So, and we are on week 50. So, wow. Well, I'm going to explain what Threads of Wisdom is. It was created by the Golden Thread Grove in Idaho. It is a teaching tool for your year and a day pagan basics. Each week that you attend, you will receive an image of the topic we discussed. And Golden Thread Grove has requested that these images not be distributed to anyone that has not participated in a discussion on a particular topic. At the end of the year, if you've attended all of them, you will receive 52 cards. And you can make them into this lovely divination tool. And as I've said before, some of you have not attended all 52. That's okay, because we started over at the beginning of next year. And look forward to, we will have hopefully different images and a couple different topics thrown in to make it a little more updated and relevant. We are working on that. All right. So let's begin. I'm going to go ahead and put the image up. And we are talking today about one of my favorite topics. It is lucid dreaming. That's why I took a nap right before this, so I remember what it's like. So let me...
Do we have an excuse for a nap? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Let me try to share the image like I always do, and then I'm like, that's not working.
I had so much blood drawn. I feel like I'm lucid dreaming right now.
Sometimes being around me is like a weird dream. All right, there's the screen.
And voila.
Ooh, and can you all see that?
Yeah. That was almost as pretty as last week.
Nice
yes.
Card, yeah.
Oh, go away, bottom thing. What are you doing? There we go. All right.
Yeah, I couldn't snap it. I was like, what the fuck is that?
So go ahead and take a look at this card. Take some time to just kind of get the feeling of it. What feelings do you get from it? What do you see? And when I ask people, what do you see? I also mean not literally, it's blue and it says lucid dreaming and that, which it is. But what does the mind's eye see? What feelings does this give to you? Do you see why this is used for this topic this week? So go ahead and just take a look at that. Soak in all the beautiful imagery. And when you're ready, anyone can talk and tell me about this card or this image.
Well, it was interesting at first because I thought that the big gray looking thing was the moon, but then I blew it up a little bit and I kind of think it might be a mirror rather than a moon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. And then it's got the Celtic knots, which is kind of cool. And it looks like the sun's in there 3 times, and I'm like, well, that's weird. But
Yeah, there's some orb, glowing orb I like.
Glowing orbs.
Glowing
Yeah,
orb.
there's a sun figure in the center with branches around it. I wonder if that refers to the dreaming aspect, and it's reaching out towards the unknown to new dimensions and shining orbs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah, I see multiple levels of consciousness and dimensions, a lot of symbolism, which symbolism is an important part of the dream state.
Yeah. Yep. I get a almost like outer space. It's kind of strange. But it's not quite. It could almost be like water, space, but I think that's the point of it, is it's not really going to be obvious, because lucid dreaming isn't the obvious. Lucid dreaming is about, what do you see within the symbols? What do you feel? Where are you? A lot of times it's not straightforward. It's not like you are in a house and there are rooms in this house and everything makes sense. Sometimes it's like you're in a house and, oh my God, now you're floating on a ship and then you're at the top of a tree and like you're just like, it's, and you stepped outside. It's like I always think of Beetlejuice, where they step outside, where the ghosts try to step outside of the house and they go into like a completely different realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like you just don't know where you're going to be, but you're along for the ride, so let's go. But it's very calming too. It's very calming. The colors and the glowy aspect. It's kind of makes me want to sleep. That might be because I'm tired. Anyone else want to comment on this image?
Well, I really get the feeling of transformation and the transformative state and the lucid dreaming journey, where you're going through the Triskells, the Celtic knots, and through the sun, through the center of the sun, past to the other sun, and yet you're still all connected. And I like the idea that that's a mirror and not a sun.
Yeah.
Because when you kind of use mirror magic, it's almost the same thing that you do when you lucid dream.
Yeah.
And you are entering this realm that can take you any which way, but it's all connected.
Yep.
I like Gaia's description because it adds to the fact that it can reach different dimensions and different angles and various reflections.
Mm-hmm. And the
Yeah.
9 stars. I mean, there's 9 stars. It's kind of really transformational, and there's lots of stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 9.
Yeah, it's otherworldly, other realm, reflective, light, dark.
Well,
It's
and the more you
dreamy.
look at it, the more you see.
Yeah, I'm noticing way more as we're talking, which is really cool.
I kind of got the Jetsons feeling from it when I first looked at it, kind of like Space Mountain in Disneyland. Like,
oh yeah,
and you had said outer space, and I felt that, but it was almost like you're on a ride, like how
yeah,
how dreams are a ride. You fall
Yeah.
asleep, and all of a sudden you're in a ride.
yeah.
I like that description.
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. I don't want to share anymore.
Oh, nuts.
Aren't I terrible? I'm a selfish person, I know. All right. So, well, okay. Here's an obvious question. Does everyone know? Because some people don't, and that's not, I'm not making judgment. Everyone here know what lucid dreaming is?
I'd like to hear a description.
Okay. Lucid dreaming is, well, how about someone else explain? I'm always talking. Someone else, what is lucid dreaming? Marcus, you want to tell us what
Well,
lucid dreaming is?
I can tell you from my Toltec shamanic lineage that I'm part of. The Toltecs were masters of lucid dreaming, except they didn't call it lucid dreaming. They called it dreaming or being in dreaming. And the state is basically where you become awake, you become lucid in your dream. And the Toltecs had perfected different methods of doing it. I was with the professional division of the Monroe Institute for a few years, and that was my specialty. That's my field of research, was lucid dreaming and using the hemisync technology. But it's where you basically enter a dream state. And dreams, there's a lot of different kinds of dreams, a lot of layers to them. But when you become lucid in a dream, you become fully conscious. You're aware of everything going on in the dream, and that gives you control over the dream. And you can, at the Monroe Institute, we would actually go in teams and go into the lucid dream state, which they called it something different again. It's the lucid dreaming happened around focus, what they call focus 10 to focus 15. And those are levels and states of consciousness. And when you're in the lucid state, you can actually be with someone else and talk to them and have experiences. And then when you come back and wake up, you'll remember those experiences. Sometimes you don't remember, but that's just because of the way that you integrate it back into consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
it's very. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's basically what lucid dreaming,
Yeah,
is.
it's you have control. You're able to control your dream. You're able to go into a dream and say, all right, well, now I want to play around with this world and do things and see things and create things. And anyone here lucid dream?
I have my first wife over 30 years ago. Her cousin did lucid dreaming, but I never got an answer to what lucid really means and what it means to dream lucidly, if that's the correct term.
Yeah, lucid is you're aware. Lucid means you are aware of what's going on. You are comprehending and able to see things. And I'm not. I mean, you could look up the definition.
And remember, become aware of.
Yeah, aware. It's being aware, right?
Consciousness.
Yeah, and everything is clearer.
Yeah.
Becomes more lucid.
So that's what that means, is when you're lucid dreaming, you know that you're dreaming. Yeah. You've identified this is a dream, and now I can do what I would like to do in this dream, rather than sit back as an observer watching the movie of the dream. You are actually able to create and interact.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and that can be a powerful tool. You can, I know people who actually practice most of the magic they practice. They do it in that state of consciousness.
Oh yeah.
Because it's far more effective. If you are trying to heal somebody or trying to, I know people that do bad too, but that's not advised. That's the best way to reach people, is on that level of consciousness.
Well, right, because the limitations that we have in reality are different than the limitations that we have in the dream state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say, why do you...
successful at dreaming? So I've always been fascinated by it. But
yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do. I actually do workshops for people who want to learn how to lucid dream but do not know how. And I've been doing workshops for 20 years, basically teaching people. It's don't know if it's really teaching, but giving them tools to practice in their waking existence in order to then go into lucid dreaming. One of the more important parts of lucid dreaming, though, is, which this is the thing I will teach always in the beginning of my dream workshops, is you got to know how to remember your dreams in order to be able to lucid dream. It's not a huge factor, but it's a big part, because there are people who just don't remember their dreams. So when they don't remember their dreams, they obviously are not in that moment of the dream and taking in the information to remember it. So I always like to teach people better ways to remember their dreams. And then I'll start off with that. And then as soon as we start working with people, then I'm able to say, okay, you're remembering your dreams now. Now let's start exercising our brains how to lucid dream. So it's one of my favorite things to do. It's how I do my magic also. It's how I manifest a lot of things for myself and my family, is through my dreams. And it is also how I work with people. It's my favorite divination, to read others. I can tell a lot about someone from their dreams. And
Yeah.
why do you think lucid dreaming is so important for Matt? Oh, go ahead, Aya.
I was going to say that I also worked with some of the shamans of Toltec and also other shamans that do all kinds of different drum circles. So I used to house big drum circles. And, we would do a lot of the Michael Harner type stuff, upper, lower, middle ground. And that's also kind of like lucid dreaming. And then I also wanted to add, if anybody has heard of this before, but the fourth quarter of the moon is the best time for lucid dreaming. So that's the week after the full moon.
Oh,
so
the week after.
Yeah.
So this Saturday is a full moon. So that next Saturday or next week, you should really try to get your sleep so that you can lucid dream and then remember them.
Cool.
Yeah. I have heard that it's a good time to work on dream work.
Mm-hmm.
Dark moon, I do a lot of working too, but that's more for my shadow, and more for my my personal things I need to work on. But why do you think? What?
Aries? Is that Aries Nicholas? Is that one of her brooms?
Oh, this?
Yes.
Oh no, it's not. This is really weird that she started posting these. I just got this today in the mail. It's not from Aerie though. It was on the Witch Market website, or the Witch Market Facebook group. It's another person that makes these, and
It's
I thought
so cute.
It's kyanite, and it's a broom. And so I was like, this is really cool. And so I ordered it. I just got it today. And then I just saw Aerie post her brooms. And I was like, oh my God, serendipitous. I need to start getting brooms.
I just told her that I wanted to make brooms in the Witchcrafters.
Yeah.
That we could decorate. So, look at this one. This one, before you go, this one is like a perfect little broom bottom.
Yeah, that's what
it's black tourmaline.
I was going to say, is that black tourmaline?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, if I could wear one, I would.
So why do you think, obviously doing magic in your dreams, but what do you think lucid dreaming, how do you think it helps just with magic in your mundane life?
Can be a good way to receive messages.
Mm-hmm.
So I may not lucid dream, but I'll remember bits and pieces of dreams, like the one I was telling you about Kerninos the other day.
Yeah.
And then that's all it was. It was just his name, but it was an answer to a query that I had made several times. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. But could I tell you anything specific? Oh no, just the name. That's all I got.
Sometimes that's all you're supposed to get.
Right.
The other stuff is distractions. I always tell people sometimes we're not meant to remember every specific part of our dream. And I talk about that a lot in my dream workshops. There's people that don't remember their dreams, and there might be a reason why. And I can't open that part up to them, because there might be some mechanism that's in them that's like, you're not ready to go here yet. You're dreaming about stuff that we're going to protect you from, because our bodies protect us from trauma and all that. So there could be traumatic dreams happening, but that's a whole nother thing.
It could also be mental chatter and overexhaustion.
Yeah.
at
Oh,
work.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're a workaholic, or you just have mental exhaustion from just, maybe you're an empath and people's crap is just coming in.
Yep.
You're not going to remember your dreams. You need that sleep to heal your body.
I wonder how it applies to the thing that I addressed last week on meeting these professors at universities, and how that would apply to lucid dreaming.
So we had our coffee chat in Discord on Sunday, and Stephen shared with me a dream that he had, and I was interpreting it for him. A lot of it has to do with him being retired and having dreams about his old work, and kind of this, they're not listening to him because he feels that, they're not hearing what I'm saying, and I want to be a part of what they're doing, but he's in a phase in his mundane life where he's retired. So there's that connection, that there's a disconnect, like you're no longer connected to that world. If you lucid dreamt, if you were able to realize you're dreaming in those dreams, you could control whatever you want to do. I mean, if you want to connect with them and have them listen, you can make them listen to you in your dream. You can take over the discussion and teach something different. There's so many things you could do. Yeah, Aya?
And if it was that powerful, they possibly dreamt of you also.
This is true.
Right?
Especially,
we all connect on the web.
Yeah. Reoccurring dreams, because he says it's a reoccurring dream. When you have a reoccurring dream, especially, it just really depends. If it's someone that you're dreaming about all the time, that's either they're really trying to make a connection with you, or that person, what part of yourself do they represent?
Right.
And that's why.
In this case, it's like I'm meeting these professors who are working at their desks quite tediously, and I just go there and observe, and even walk on the campus.
Sorry, my dog
is offices.
My wiener dog is dreaming.
I have something for you, Stephen.
Huh?
I'm sorry, my wiener dog is dreaming right now, which I think is funny. She does this.
So, Stephen.
Yeah.
I had about 7 to 8 years of reoccurring dreams of the metaphysical store I used to run in Seattle.
Oh, really?
And a lot of it was conversations I'd had, or the bosses talking to me, or shamans would walk in. And part of it was because I missed being in that atmosphere. And so it continuously brought this back up to me. But there was also unfinished business that I felt in my mind should have gone a different way. I should have done this better, whatever it was unfinished business. And that reoccurring dream of that old job came for about 7 years.
Wow.
And I have it every once in a while, but it's kind of on a different level, because I went in there and I was like, I love this place. This place is so awesome. And I started like taking over the dream. And so I don't actually get it the way I used to get it. Like it used to be kind of like almost like you were getting scolded by a school marm or something. You know what I mean? Like it was almost something like that.
Oh my goodness.
So it could last years, a reoccurring dream over a job, just to let you know.
Thanks for sharing that. That adds some meaning towards what I'm talking about. Definitely.
Hi, Rachel. Welcome. We're talking about lucid dreaming. Can you hear us?
Yes, sorry, I was muted. I just got off work. I'm driving home. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm late.
No, please don't apologize. You feel free to just listen and keep your eyes on the road and be safe.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
She joins our devotionals in the morning, and she's sometimes on her way to work, and we always get everyone prepared, and we're like, now close your eyes and take a deep breath in, except you, Rachel, you're driving, don't close your eyes.
Don't close your eyes.
Sorry, officer, I was praying.
Right.
That's why I
So-
like guided meditations when they always tell you, if you are driving, please do not listen. And I'm like,
So real quick, we tend to go off topic, which is fine because we all love and have wonderful information to share. But speaking of being in a car and, whatever, when I was the vessel for Hecate for Spring Mysteries last year, I was going through a lot of shit, lots of intense dark shit. And then I was holding her energy. And so that's like, that was crazy. But that song by Wendy Rule, Hecate, Hecate, Hecate.
Oh, I love that song.
Hecate. Okay, so it came on in my car, and I was driving somewhere, and I was really getting into singing it, and the chorus I was singing it, and it turned into this chant, and I'm just like Hecate, 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 Hecate. I'm getting into it, and I realize I'm putting myself in some weird trance while I'm driving, and I had to pull over and go, stop, Hecate, because it was like intense.
this is
I'm like,
not appropriate right now.
I know, go away. So yeah, be careful, witches. We tend
I
to
love Wendy
sometimes do that.
I
All right.
love to hear that music.
Oh,
It's enchanting.
the chanting was getting to, and I go, Wendy Rule, you knew what you were doing when you wrote this song.
I had something very similar
I
happen.
met her in Seattle.
Yeah,
Her
and I are good friends.
Yeah, we've been friends for like, I don't
She's
know,
awesome.
10 or 12 years. She's really cool.
Ariel, you were saying something
Same
similar?
with Faith.
I said I had a very, very similar experience the other day. So, like, how I've been trying to learn the witch's rune and the tune, and
Yeah.
I was driving back from Priest River because I went and got my smokes, and I sat by the water like I do, and then
Yeah.
I'm driving, and the next thing I know, I'm like singing the witch's rune all the way home, and I'm like, I actually know this better than I realized.
Yeah.
So,
But be careful, that's another chant that will get you going. Woo! Yeah.
right off in the North 40. Woo.
That's why they call them, they know what they're doing when they make those chants. All right, so lucid dreaming. For me, some people are like, I just kind of want to see where the dream takes me because, you're having the dream for a reason. It's got messages in it. Sometimes there are dreams where it's like, do I really need to control this or should I let it play out? What is your guys' opinion on that? If you're really into looking at the symbolism in your dreams, should you let it play out? Should you control and see if you can get more messages? What do you guys think about that whole letting it play out versus playing it yourself? Aya had her hand up first.
Okay.
I feel like a teacher. Aya, you were first.
I believe that they are two completely different things. That
Yeah.
when you want to lucid dream, you should plan it, you should do it, and you should do it.
Yeah.
When you have your own dreams, unless it's something that you're all of a sudden like, this is fucked up, I'm gonna change the shit.
Yes.
Otherwise, maybe watch and see. But I think lucid dreaming is something that you need to be a participant in.
Yeah. Stephen?
Yes. And again, referring back to my dream, when I approach the professors, I walked down the campus sidewalk to get to the professor in one, and then I do another thing like go down the hallway to reach the professor also. So that's what you're talking about when you're going somewhere before you encounter the thing that you're aware of.
Are you asking or are you making a statement?
Making a statement.
Okay. All right. I didn't know.
Sorry. Sometimes I do that.
It's okay. And like I said, I've got nap brain right now. So
That's right.
I kind of
That's
have a different take.
go
think.
ahead, Ariel.
I like to just let it play out unless I feel like I'm in harm's way. Now,
Yeah.
if what is happening is harming me, so it's kind of funny, Lola. I may not be somebody that does lucid dreaming or remembers my dreams very well, but I have shared several of your tips with other people. So when I went home down to Pocatello for Thanksgiving, my sister was telling me about a dream that she has where she gets trapped in a multidimensional reality. And I said, look at your hands. If you want to escape, look at your hands.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, that is so
Right.
profound. And I'm like,
Yep.
I don't know. That's my message for you. And that's all I got.
That's why they only have 4 hands in most cartoons.
Hmm.
Or
Really?
They only have 4 hands, like in The Simpsons and all of the other cartoons. And it is exactly for that reason. You look at your hands in a dream and you can pull yourself out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore we are not conditioned as children to believe that those people are real because they only have 4 fingers.
Yeah.
Right?
They're not real.
One of those subconscious things that you don't even recognize. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like myself, I didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, ever stuff.
Hollywood mind.
Well, I'm glad you shared a tip with someone. I feel
Yeah.
I had my old high priest. Well, he is old, but I mean my former high priest, the one who taught me a lot. He was one of those people that he didn't remember his dreams. He just felt, he first of all he would say, I don't dream, and I said, no, everybody dreams. You just don't remember your dreams. And then when he took my workshops, I told him within about a week, give it a week, you'll start remembering your dreams. And I remember he said, he came back to me about a week later, 4 days later, 4 or 5 days, and he says, I'm remembering my dreams. And then we did the lucid dreaming part, and I was doing all the tips, and we were going over all the tips, the hand tests, the reading test, all the stuff, and how to realize how to be in that moment. I'm lucid dreaming and then have control over it. And he gave me really good feedback. So I like to hear that because I'm like, some people are very cynical. I have taught people, everyone gets that way. You go to a workshop and you got the people sitting in the front going, whatever, they don't know anything. And then those are my favorite ones. It's like, those are the ones that come to my tarot readings and go, we'll see. And then by the end of my reading, they're like, oh my God, they're crying because I just tapped into something. And I'm not happy I made them cry, but I'm like, so do you believe in what I do now? Like,
right. No, and that's been a weird experience for me that's happened quite a bit where I have all these messages that I have no idea why I have them, but I will share them with people just randomly and it'll be like out of the blue and I'll be like, you need to do this. And it just comes to me and there's no reason as to why it happens. Like I told her about tying herself to a silver cord because she feels like she sleeps all the time because she wants to dream because she's doing dream work. And I'm like, dude, you need a silver cord. Tie yourself to a tree. Stop that.
Yeah. That's our intuition saying, I need to pass.
But it's weird because like my brain doesn't actually know that.
Yeah.
Like, on a personal level. But sometimes the message will just come to me and be like, you need to say this right now.
Yep. I like that. That's awesome.
Can also be a grounding stone, kind of like what we said last time. So you could like give yourself all the selenite and all the uplifting stones, but that silver string that you could bring yourself back with could be a grounding stone.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's like a totem, There's some movies that I really enjoy referring to when we talk about lucid dreaming. One of them is Inception. If you haven't seen Inception, I highly recommend you watch it. It is, and you got to watch it several times because they go a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream, and sometimes you get kind of confused. Like, which dream is this? Is this the dreamer's dream of the dream? Is this but it is one of my favorite movies. Also, What Dreams May Come. What Dreams May Come. Yeah, that is.
I was like, that's got to be one of them. Come on.
Yeah. That's an amazing one. And then I forgot the other one. It just slipped out of my head. You've got to be kidding me.
You have to see Robert Jordan's books when he talks about the dreamscape and he talks about dream weaving. And I read those when they came out in 93, you know?
Yeah.
Fat and pregnant, just going, this is what I do in my dreams. Back then, I was exhausted from my dreams. I felt like I was living 2 different lives. And then Robert Jordan came through with that Wheel of Time, and like they had that whole dreamscape, and everybody was, it was just so, that's just so awesome. I just have to say.
I think also when you are lucid and dreaming, when we were talking about, there's several reasons that lucid dreaming can work. One is if you just want to have fun and control the dream and do fun things and see where it goes, and it's kind of like an acid trip, you know, or whatever. You're just like, yeah, let's play. But I also think you can be lucid in a dream that's still going where it needs to go. You're just more aware and looking for the symbols and looking for those things. So it's almost like, I'm aware I'm dreaming, but I'm not going to mess this dream up. I still want it to take me where I need to go.
No.
But this will help me remember it better. And that's a big part of lucid dreaming too, because there's so much symbology and so many things that are, sometimes our brain just can't handle it. But if you are lucid about it, it sticks better. And when you practice that more, it's a wonderful tool to help you remember your dreams and then analyze those dreams and look for answers. Look for the answers in the dreams. Hey, honey. How were you working late?
I just want to say that once I know I'm lucid dreaming, I have a problem with not fucking up the dream.
Not what?
Like not fucking up the dream. Once I'm there, and then I'm like, oh yeah, boss of this, I'm gonna control this. I want to go where they want to take me, but I'll still be doing this on the side. As soon as I'm doing this on the side, I'm like listening to the birds. I'm like, like it just never.
I have a somewhat reoccurring dreams, and reoccurring dreams are good to do this because I know how the dream's going to play out. I've had the dream so many times. So sometimes the lucid part is just like, well, let's change this because I get what the message is. Thank you, universe. But I have this one dream where someone is hurt, and this has taken years to work up to this point. But the dream itself was someone was trying to hurt my children. And I would either wake up with the idea left that something bad happened to my kids. This person did something to them. And this was a terrible, terrible nightmare. This was like, it was breaking my heart. And when I would, and that's one of the reasons why and this is when my children were very young, and I was like, I need to start controlling this dream. And so for me, what happened was whoever hurt my kids or was trying to, I would chase them down, and I would lucidly, this was a choice I made, would turn into this beast. This is really violent, you guys, but this is Mama Bear. I would turn into a beast and rip this person to shreds in my dream. Like I don't know if you ever seen the movie American Werewolf in London, where he turns into the werewolf and you see how painful it is. I love that scene because even though, this was in the 80s and the effects are kind of cheesy, back then it was really cool. And you can hear his spine like cracking because it's turned, and all the joints twisting and the teeth, and he's in pain.
Ouch.
In this dream, I'm turning into this beast, and I can feel and hear my body changing, and it's like, and it's just like, and the growling, and I feel the drool, like the just coming out, and I'm hunched. The next thing you know, I'm hunched, and I'm running after this thing, and I can hear my beast like breathing, just, and I jump on the guy that's hurting my kids, and he never has a face. He's just a shape. But I bite into him, and I can taste the blood, and I can feel and and I wake up and I feel awesome. I'm like, yes. So that is, and that dream will come back. I don't know why it wants to, because I'm like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Quit messing with my kids.
Well, I don't want to piss you off.
Marcus.
Can I share a reoccurring dream that I've had?
Yeah.
I'll make it quick, but I have had a reoccurring dream, and it has happened several times prior to living in the house that I believe was the dream. And it's also, though, happened later.
Yeah.
And so I've had this reoccurring dream where, I don't know, I'm being chased. Something, is scary, right? You're going through an amusement park, you're going through a dead mall, you're going through all this place, you end up underneath like a trailer or something, right? And there's all these animals that need me to save them. I am saving little chameleons, I've got kittens, and I'm like, and I'm always trying to save them, and they're like, oh, remember me, don't forget about me. And it's like a squirrel or some shit that you're not supposed to save, right? But he's like, but don't forget me. And then I'm waking up, and it's like, oh, did I forget that squirrel?
So now, go lucid and make sure you have to save the squirrel.
And I've had this dream so many times.
Yeah.
And it's varied. Like, there's been snakes, there's been salamanders, there's been different things that have appeared maybe during those different times in my life for a reason, but it was still under the same guise that I was saving too many animals that I could carry. Like, I could not carry all of these animals.
So
anyway,
what?
And I have a stray cat outside right now.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And like I said, if you guys join my Dreamweavers Discord and have dreams you want to interpret as a group or talk about, that is the place to do it. All right. So what are some of the things that in our lucid dreams that you would like to pay attention to? Is there, we talk about symbols, but what other things would you pay attention to?
The people.
Yeah. Colors.
The events.
Yeah.
In lucid dreams, you can a lot of times meet with you can meet with anybody, really, your ancestors, lost loved ones. You can meet with your teachers. So a lot of times there is a lot that can be learned within a lucid dream.
Also, you can meet with your highest self.
Yeah,
not
that's true. Mm-hmm.
Your higher self, but you can meet with your highest self, that one that's just on the cusp of meeting God. So it's before it's become the sun, the great sun.
Yeah.
And whenever I have done that, they have always said, you need to come back. You never come back, like, because they never have time for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they always say. Why don't you come around here? Come on.
So what are some good ways? What are some things you can do, like, to help your dream state? I mean, I'm talking to people here who, a lot of people in this chat are very familiar with it. So I think we should share some things for those that maybe don't remember their dreams a lot or don't lucid dream. There's some things you can do before bedtime. What are some of those things that you can do to help with remembering a dream or lucid dreaming? Anyone got any tips?
Having a normal routine.
Yeah. Marcus?
Yeah, what I was taught on the Toltec side of things is you do have to watch what you eat, because your digestive system can have a strong effect on your consciousness. And so you want to watch that. With remembering, it's, like I said, it's an integration of consciousness going up and down at different frequencies. And if you come down too quick and you don't integrate properly, it's not actually recorded in your cerebral cortex of your brain, because the dreaming takes place actually outside your body.
Yeah.
But
Brown body. They call that brown body.
yeah. Now, at the Monroe Institute, we would use, guided audio signals. In fact, I should get you some of that so you can experiment with it. Some of the HemiSync technology.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it actually takes you. They're like guided meditations. They're only a tool, a learning tool, though. After a certain point, you can do it just on command, because there's different suggestions that are planted during the process. But if you come out of a lucid dream state, which, like I was saying earlier, and at the Institute, they call it, it begins at focus 10 and goes up to around focus 15. It can go higher than that, but you have to start coming down gradually back to your normal waking consciousness, which is about 30 cycles per second of brainwave activity. When I first went into it with HemiSync, it scared the hell out of me, because I was in bed, I was laying down, and I reached the focus 10 state, which is like a springboard for other states of consciousness. That's where you always go first. But at the 10 state, your body is sound asleep and your mind is fully functional, just like we are right now.
Yeah.
And I entered that state, and all of a sudden I heard this hissing and growling, and I thought it was being attacked. And turns out, my body was asleep and snoring. and so I heard myself snoring, and I panicked, jumped out of bed.
Yeah.
But if you come back too quickly, if you don't integrate slowly, and without the technology, it's just a matter of practice, really. What you eat can strongly affect it, though.
What you eat, Ariel said, creating a ritual or routine before bedtime, having the same routine, that helps. Yeah, Aya?
I just want to say on the eating. So, because you didn't say what, but it is the 3 white deaths and meat.
What are
The what?
So, the 3 white deaths and meat.
That you shouldn't eat?
You shouldn't eat. So you shouldn't eat sugar.
Yeah.
You shouldn't eat flour. And I forget what the other white one is. Rice, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe just straight up carbs.
Yeah, carbohydrates.
Carbs.
I was going to say
it's sugar, flour, and red meat. Cocaine. No cocaine. Only the shrooms.
Yeah, don't do cocaine before you try to do
it. And ayahuasca is really good for lucid dreaming too, by the way.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways.
Another really what you eat. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd say another good way to help yourself lucid dream is tell yourself that you're going to lucid dream.
Yeah, your intent.
Yeah.
Your intent.
trying that. So
Yeah.
far I'm successful, but we'll see.
Setting your intent.
That's what I said earlier.
Meditation is good. Meditation is I do a actual part of one of my workshops is I actually do you call a lucid dreaming meditation. It's just training the brain how to play in your meditation and how to control and how to have fun with it. And I wish I could do it now, but we don't have enough time. But yeah, if anyone's ever interested in that, I've got it's one I wrote, and it's very simple, but people seem to really enjoy it. There's a song that goes with it. It's very nice. But yeah, there's also what about crystals? What do you think? Some good crystals?
The moonstone.
Moonstone, yeah. Amethyst. Yep.
I like the selenite, apophyllite, danubite.
The ites.
I have selenite 1, so I have 9 2, so it's like 911. which is an 11, which is the first rung on the pyramid to go 11, 22, 33.
Yeah.
So I put those around, and I kind of put like apophyllite and a few of the other ones, like the phantom quartz or Lumerian seed crystals, whatever. But I always make sure I bring those river rocks in,
Yeah.
or the black tourmaline. That way, when I want to come back, you know, I still have that to come back slowly through.
It's your idea of a totem.
Yeah, we were talking about totems. Totems.
It's a totem. It's an object that you know is real that helps you determine if you're dreaming or not. And
Yeah, she knows. We were talking about.
I didn't know what the question was.
Totem.
I
Can you hear what we're saying? Like
you guys flipped out, so I couldn't hear you. So
a totem, like a totem.
It depends what level of the worlds you're going to go on, depending on what shamanic order you're using.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got the underground beast, our world beast, the upper beast, the birds that go between. I'm a Black Panther. So, bitches.
There's also really good herbs that help you. There's good herbs besides, marijuana.
Well,
There's good
herb,
herbs that help. I like lavender.
Mugwort.
Yeah, mugwort. Chamomile.
Mugwort, vervain.
Those are good ones. Sometimes just
Vervain.
drinking a nice chamomile tea before bed and doing a meditation, it can be as simple as that. You don't have to get too complicated. You can just start off with a nice pre-bedtime routine. And which one is that?
It's Susan Sedin-Billette.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. I love her.
That's
but
awesome.
I like to eat shroom tea.
Oh, yes, there you go. That helps.
So I like to grind up shrooms, and then I like to put it in my favorite nutmeg tea.
Yeah.
Because it's always good at Christmas time or shaman. Sobbing.
When I was in my apprenticeship with Castaneda, we only used the herbs, one time, and it was mainly to shut me up because I kept bugging him about it. But there's a substance. It's a
Was
mixture
it the ayahuasca
called.
that you used?
No, we never used that. It was little smoke.
The other.
Is what it was known as, and it's not known. It's the mixture isn't very well known.
It's a small peyote mix.
Yeah,
I think it's Kinnicknick and peyote.
But it literally, almost instantly knocks you out of your body. You enter the lucid state instantly, but you have no control. You're just sitting back there watching it. That's why we really didn't use
Growing
any
up,
of
watching the
the
bears
drugs. Yeah.
Does that work for astral projection as well, Marcus?
Yeah, astral projection and lucid dreaming are very hand
similar.
in hand.
Right. Yeah.
But
We're talking about it.
Yeah. So we're at 30 minutes after. We're at 7:30. So we could talk about lucid dreaming all the time. I love this. Is there anything before we wrap this up that anyone wants to add real quick about lucid dreaming? Something I've got notes here, but I skipped a lot. Yeah, go ahead. Aya.
I wanted to say how we talked about the Toltec and the lucid dreaming and the astral projection, but it's also how we use hypnosis and also how we use mirror magic from the ancient Etruscans. What the Toltecs did and what the Etruscans did was lost when Mu was lost.
Yeah, and the Toltecs used black obsidian mirrors.
I love those.
To
Exactly.
actually.
Obsidian mirrors. I have black obsidian arrowheads.
Yeah.
Which are pretty cool.
So, all right, let's go ahead and visit Madame Zola. So you want to get a 1-card drawing today? You're like, I just need 1 card, and it symbolizes where I'm at right now, what it means for me at this moment. And Madame Zola, of course, pulls the Lucid Dreaming. So I'll go in order. Ariel, if you got this card, what does that mean for you right now as of today?
It would tell me to keep focusing on this particular skill because it's one that's pissing me off. So
That makes sense.
I know all the answers. I know what I'm supposed to do. I've been doing it, but I'm still not successful, and it's frustrating. So it would tell me to keep trying because it's meant. Just keep doing it, and eventually, every once in a while, it comes through, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's several people, you know, you can reach out to that can help you with that too. So there's always that. You're surrounded by lots of wise old witches.
Wise old witches.
Wise old witches. Rachel, are you still driving?
No,
Okay.
I'm here.
What if you got this card today? What do you think that would mean for you?
I would say I'm kind of trying to make a decision on which dream I need to follow or want to follow for me to be happy in life. So I think I need to maybe focus more on my lucid dreaming to kind of guide me rather than, you know, asking other people's opinions. Maybe look more within.
Pay more attention to your dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go look at that subconscious part of our brain. Awesome. Thank you. Stephen, if you got this card today, what would that mean for you today?
It would mean the shining parts of me that are exploring the universe and its structure. That's about right.
Okay. Awesome. And Marcus, how about you? If you got this card today in a reading, what would that mean for you?
I would say that my ancestors or teachers are telling me to get my butt back into that state because I don't go there enough, and you'll get back there and get back to work. That's a lot of things that I've learned has been in that state of consciousness.
Yeah. And Aya, how about you if you got this card today?
Well, I want to say Marcus hit it on the nail there.
I was going to say, same here.
Really, whenever I reach that state, they're like, no, come back. Why don't you come more often? And it's that monkey mind, that chatter, whatever you have to do in your daily life to get you through. And so I would say I need to go back to the routines, the routine of getting sleep. And I wanted to tell Ariel that if she's not getting, you know, those results, to try to maybe just focus during that fourth quarter. You see the full moon, that next week, totally get your sleep. We're tired during the fourth quarter, but we can also lucid dream like crazy.
Perfect. I plan to give that a shot as I set that intention while I was basking in the moonlight earlier. So
and setting that intention. I mean, when you want to lucid dream, intend it. Don't just go randomly dream in your exhausted state of drama infested life dreams, you know, like.
Thank you.
How about you, Phil? Thank you, Aya.
That I need to use my dream work to find my celestial happy place and get back in balance and in harmony.
Your celestial happy place. I like that. For me, it's pretty much like what Marcus said. That's why I was over. You couldn't see because I'm behind the card, but I'm like, yes. This is a thing that I'm very good at. I know how to do this, but I haven't done it in a while. And I can make all the excuses. Stop making excuses and just get back to my favorite thing, and it's lucid dreaming. It's dream work. It's diving into that part of my brain because, like he said, that's where the magic happens. That's where I get all of my power from. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the image in the chat. Oops.
Can I say something about all this?
Yeah, please.
Any medications that anyone is on, any pot that you smoke, can basically dampen out all of those dreams.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless it's LSD, shrooms.
Yeah.
I it's not helping you to get to those dreams. So, I mean, I know some of us need our medications. We have pain or we have anxiety or whatever it is. So if you're on medication and you want to do this, it will be a lot harder. It's almost like, having ADHD. Like, you're going to have to work that extra mile to actually get those dreams, which means that you might need more sleep than you think you require, and you might need that snack before bed to get you through the night so that you can actually get that dream state.
And also your
Stuff.
your time on your screens,
Screen time,
that does not help.
One thing
How to unplug.
One thing I forgot to mention in some of the experiments that I've done, I found that if you set your alarm for like 1 or 2 in the morning and then get up, walk around, get a drink of water or something, go back to bed, your mind is primed right there to
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Depending on what time you go to bed.
That's true.
Yes,
Yes.
because there's a, and I teach that in the workshops. There is a way that you can find a pattern in your sleep where when you wake up, because you tend to dream and wake up from a dream and always look at the clock and set what time and record that, because that is when you were having your most REM sleep. And then if you can calculate how many hours into your sleep, that's a really good way to do it. Yeah.
It's your circadian rhythms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the image, go ahead, Aya.
I just want to say on that we have to be able to set the alarm. It's not just randomly waking up to pee. Oh, I always get up in the middle of the night and pee.
Yeah.
That will get me there. It's what Marcus said. It is setting that alarm. Because that alarm is then triggering your mind that, this time from 3 to 6 a.m. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. So
go
ahead.
Said my spouse might not like the idea of me setting an alarm for 3 in the morning. What the fuck are you doing?
Witching hour.
Try not to piss off sleeping children or spouses.
Yeah.
Did everyone get the image?
Yes.
If not, put your email address in the chat and I will email it to you.
I got it.
Yeah, I didn't get it for some reason.
I know, Marcus always, that's okay.
I think I'm using Windows 7. Maybe that's why.
That's why. That is why.
Is it?
Go ahead and
put your Windows 10. Nobody supports that 7. You are so open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of it, dude.
Yeah, I'll have to switch over to 10.
Go ahead and put your email address in there and I'll get that sent out. And then, of course, our closing. If we have helped facilitate a spiritual experience, you know what? You know the closing. If you want to donate to us, it's greatly appreciated. There's those links in there. Like I said, it is not required. It is appreciated. And next week, we will be talking about, what did I say? Oh, the Summerlands. Summerland.
Ooh.
Oh, I love talking. These last few topics are some of my favorite topics because we're in the darker time of the year and they actually scheduled this out where it kind of works with where we're at right now in astrologically and the wheel of the year. So because I'm such a, I like the subconscious dark stuff. I like these last few topics that we're going to talk about. So Summerland, we'll see you. I'm going to stop the recording. Say goodbye to the recording, everybody. Bye recording.
Bye.
Bye recording.